will concede, Your Worship, it's something that we took it out when we informed the defense. I think on Wednesday, we were very aware of the fact that the accused is having some financial problems as well as the other accused in the amount that we proposed. In fact, what we were told was that he was going to apply for legal aid to explain the circumstances that he cannot pay the proposed bill that the state was proposing. Why I am acceding simply because bail is not about the high amount that he is to pay. It's more about can we secure him for the trial purposes. Now, if the accused is prepared to pay that amount, the state can object.
In view of the fact that this bail application is not proposed, do you still wish to address this question? Is there a need for this doing so?
May I please report? Thank you, Worship. Your Worship, with the confession of my learned friend, I think most of the legal argument is not necessary to be reversed. I wish to submit that there is no likelihood that any of the factors in 60 sub 4 is present or proved in this matter against accused number 3. He has a fixed address for a long period of time, since 1994 he's employed. Now, the amount that was suggested of 250,000 rand was secured, and he is in the position to pay same. We've also suggested that the reports every Monday between 8 and 8. That will then be 800 in the morning and 2000 in the evening at Morningside Police Station, if that is so required. Passports already surrendered. Thank you.
Thank you, Worship. Worship, just very briefly, it was pretty difficult for me to hear what it is that my learned friend for the state submitted in relation to what he considers with regards to my client's application. It's a matter of record that paragraph 9 of his affidavit makes it very clear that he's in a position to post bail in the amount of 50,000 rand. There is, of course, no opposition to this by my learned friend. I understand his submission to be that it's a concession and an acceptance of that amount. The position, and all I wish to add to that, Your Worship, is, of course, this: a consideration of all the factors encapsulated in this application, and particularly his conduct, since he is made aware of these allegations, read together with all the factors enumerated in section 60, subsection 4 to subsection 9 of the Criminal Procedure Act, makes it apparent that he's not a person who's a flight risk. In fact, all of his family, occupational, and emotional ties are vested in South Africa, and certainly there is no indication whatsoever. Converse is explained that there is the allegation that there's a potential for an interference with the investigation. None of those aspects raised in the application in support of his application are dealt with, least of which not even opposed or refuted by the state. And so those circumstances, I would submit that the amount of 50,000 rand is appropriate without any conditions to report to the police station. Those are my submissions on behalf of my client. Thank you, Worship.
Your Worship, first and foremost, I submit the proper case has been made out in support of...
I've already alluded to the fact that there is no emergency.
That's a court, please. Your Worship, just the amount. Evident from the affidavit, Your Worship would have noted that the accused number 5 was 70,000 rand a month, where almost 2/3 goes to the maintenance of his minor children. Now, the accused has secured 50,000 rand to post as bail, and I submit that's enough forward that to be proper under the circumstances. That's the basis.
Yes, thank you, Worship. As I indicated in my address to the court, we have raised the amount of 50,000 rand, and I've discussed it with my learned friend telephonically yesterday, told him the problem with the banks, and that is what he could raise. And I think that in the circumstances and by his conduct, that a case has been made out of 50,000 rand, and the only condition that his passports remain with the investigating officer, which has already been handed over. There's no reporting conditions. Thank you.
May it please you, Your Worship. By virtue of the fact that my learned friend acting on behalf of the state has indicated that the state is not opposed to bail, safe to state that my client has demonstrated that it's in the interest of justice to release him on bail. I have nothing further than that. Your Worship, just and obviously, my understanding is that the state has agreed to the amount which my client has stated. So I do not intend to address you any further in respect of that amount. You get it.
Your Worship, I would just want to address the court in respect of the bail condition in the amount settled. Earlier on, when we started the day, we started by amending the bail conditions of choose number 1. Out of not reporting, the state keeps the passport. We ask the court to do the same with regard to all options before us. We don't need to report the court as long as the state is in possession of the passport. If any of them wish to travel overseas, then they will have to approach the state before this court and make an amendment to the bail condition. As a court.
Bail is granted in respect of accused or applicant number 3. That's Mr. Wood. The one bail contract is an amount of 250,000 pounds, which is payable at the office of the clerk of the court. There are certain conditions you have to comply with. each and every occasion that you want to appear in court, you should do so. I have been informed that you have already entered in your travel documents to the investigating officer. You are not going to report at the police station anytime unless the state changes its mind and advances reasons as to why you should report to the police station. Accused number 2, bail is fixed at a cash deposit of 50,000 rand. The only condition is that your travel documents should remain in custody of the investigating officer. Accused number 3,
you should report at the police station. Accused number 2, bail is fixed at a cash deposit of 50,000 rand. The only condition is that your travel documents should remain in the custody of the investigating officer. Accused number 3, or applicant number 4, bail is fixed at a cash deposit of 50,000 rand, subject to the fact that your passport should remain with the investigating officer. Number 6, that is accused number 6. Bail is fixed at a cash deposit of 50,000 rand on same conditions that your bail or your passports remain with the investigating officer. Number last, that is accused applicant number 7. Applicant number 6, but accused number 7. Your bail is fixed at a cash deposit of 25,000 rand, and your travel documents are to remain with the investigating officer. Regarding to accused number 3 to 7, whenever it's essential that you should travel, you should approach the investigating officer, who will liaise with the state council, and thereafter you're brought to court, and the court will determine as to the conditions of travel. Do you understand? You don't just go to the investigating officer and demand your passport, show him the travel arrangements or your tickets and all these things. The court should still authorize the travel. Do you understand it? If you succeed in paying bail, you'll come back to this court on the 13th day of July 2022. Matter is so postponed.
Thank you, which should not be excused.
You will adjourn with the court. This is the last matter. So you all sit down.
Well, that story broke this morning. 5 former executives at Transnet appearing at the Palm Ridge Court. I didn't quite get about the first one, but accused number 2, 3, 4, and 5, 2, 3, and 4, bail of 50,000 rands, and accused number 5, bail of 25,000 rands with travel restrictions for all of them. They're supposed to report to court whenever there's a need to travel so they can get permission, and they'll be back in court on the 13th of July 2022.
Thomas.